Hello party people, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing for a home buyer what the buyer due diligence checklist is. Now, it is a list of legal jargon, a lot of it, but it is important that you know what you're signing, where it basically goes over a bunch of common scenarios of things that buyers could, would, and might like to or should check when they are purchasing a property. So there will be a period in time called the buyer due diligence period where a buyer is allowed to inspect the property. They are allowed to bring in third-party professionals like surveyors, professionals of any kind, contractors. Anyone can come in and look at the property at the expense of the buyer to determine what kind of things they want looked at. So this could include utility services, it could include title and home insurance, it includes homeowners insurance, HOA information, rental laws and zoning restrictions. Basically, there's an abundance of things that it's going to go over in this contract. You can read through and you could determine which things you would like to have looked at by third-party professionals. Your realtor is not the one who will organize all of that. They can maybe help you, refer you over to third-party professionals of your choosing. So they can refer you, but you can make your ultimate choice of who you want to go with so that they can inspect the property, make sure that the zoning is correct for what you want, make sure that the homeowner's insurance policies that you might want to have are all taken care of. So it's just making sure that during that period of time, during the buyer due diligence, you are taking and doing everything that you want to determine if you still want the property or if you want to back out of the property based off of a specific thing that bothers you. For example, let's just say that you wanted to buy the property as a rental property. In here, it warns you that if you're buying a property as a rental property, you need to know the zoning. Because in Orem, for example, you're not allowed to have a property where you live in, or where you rent out the basement apartment and you rent out the upstairs apartment to people if you don't live there. You can't do that in Orem unless it's a legally zoned duplex. So had you not known that, you might have bought the property, said, I'm going to rent out the bottom half and the top half, and I'm going to make all this money. But you can't do that because it's not a legal duplex. And you wouldn't have known that if you didn't do your buyer due diligence. So you always want to do your buyer due diligence. Another really terrible example is a sex offender. If you didn't know the next door neighbor was a sex offender, you probably would have wanted to figure that out during the buyer due diligence period. And I do have a video on how to look into that, because unfortunately that's still something we have to look into. So these are all your disclosures, and you can read through that and ask any questions to me in the comments below, or you can just reach out to me via my phone number, which I'll leave in the description. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.